Today's Playing with Fire episode is going to be some rehashing of some ideas I had last winter, and I just had various bits of different stoves laying around, and I got playing with them with the alcohol again, and did some slightly different things than I did last winter. Results aren't any better, but it's no less fun. Actually, I think the results may be a little better, but that's probably due to the fact that it's a lot warmer. I was outside in the winter, and it's 25 degrees outside, and now I'm in the basement and room temp, that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm just using this item because it's stainless steel and keeps the heat off of my workbench and that sort of thing. This is just the bottom of a Heineken can. It holds approximately 1 ounce of fuel, and we're just going to do a couple different things and see how that goes. Let me top her back off. Basically. Now yesterday I got this thing going, and this is just a pint can with a number of holes drilled in it, and basically you do have to use a pot stand with it, which I've got this little gem I throw on there, coat hanger sort of thing, and I think I boiled water in 4 minutes or something like that with it, but it eats the fuel. You'll see what it looks like when I throw this thing in here. Just a sec. That's what it looks like when it's doing that. If you put this over it, see those lower holes get going right away, and then it takes a little while for the upper row of holes to get going, but once they take, then it gets going pretty well. In fact, it makes the alcohol really boil, and the whole thing will probably only burn for 5 minutes. So your water better boil before you run out of juice. It's huge and impractical for sure, but it's a lot of fun to play with all the same. You can see it gets a pretty good flame coming out of there. And like I said, I just had that on it with my pot sitting on it as well. Oops. Go at it like that. So it gets some sort of like primary intake at these lower 3/8 diameter holes, and then that second row up of like 1/4 inch holes throws in, must be like secondary combustion, and really throws off some heat. More fun than practical though. Let's see, get this on here. Another thing I did was I just had a soup can with holes all around it. Throw that guy on there, and it sort of eventually does the same thing. I didn't try boiling water with this setup. I'm just wondering if the problem with all these is that they inevitably require a pot stand. as soon as you put the pot on something like this, it simply just becomes like a cat can stove. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but this is just sort of pretty to look at. Again, almost useless, but fun to see. And then last but not least, yikes, I had this. Oops, this is going to require bigger tools. This is a Venom bottle, and I had cut off for some other project I was playing with alcohol stove wise. A couple paper clips to hold it off the thing down there. And if you set it, oops, don't do that. There. Got a little gap at the bottom like that. And that thing is just rocketing flames out of there. Presumably some sort of Venturi effect thing going on there. But once again, I just held that over it like that. And no windscreens, no pot supports. I mean, it's really difficult to make this thing functional. But I had water boiling in 3 minutes, and it took a full 5 minutes, I think, maybe 5.5 minutes to burn to use up the 1 ounce of fuel. But so that one was really cool. You know, like I said, it's huge. I don't know how you could rig it up to work, but somebody with time and the inkling to do something useful with this might find this information pretty useful. Like I said, it sure has been fun to do. Oop, ran out of gas. But so that was the Venom bottle. It gets so hot that the Venom bottle becomes quite bendy. And like I said, all on, that's just the very bottom of a Heineken can. Like, I think it's holding about 1 ounce of fuel.